Welcome to my madness, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be taking a look at 4 of the Star Wars Black Series Bad Batch figures. Now, I'll go into price and stuff like that. I picked these up on a deal. I'll talk about that towards the end just because of where I bought it. You might find it interesting. But I didn't have any of the Bad Batch figures yet. And while I am honestly not really a fan of the Bad Batch series, I don't know, it just didn't connect with me. It seems too kid-centric. I don't know, it just not my thing. I actually really did like the Bad Batch in the 7th season of Clone Wars. I thought they were great. And I haven't picked up any of the figures yet. So we got Wrecker, Tech, Echo, and Crosshair in his Imperial armor. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack these guys open and see what we've got. Alright, so we got them out of the package here, and I'm really loving these guys. I think the Bad Batch has the coolest character designs for any of the clone troopers that we've seen on Clone Wars, or really anything. And in action figure form, it does not fail to impress. I'm just going to say these are awesome. I mean, you know, there's a few reasons why you collect Star Wars stuff, right? You either collect the heroes, you collect the droids, or you collect the troopers, or you collect all 3 or any combination thereof. And I like some of all of them, but when it comes to the troopers, man, these things are just great. I love these guys. We'll take a look at them one by one. Wrecker here looks amazing. He's big, he's bulky, he's got all the armor everywhere, he's got his gun, he's got his knife that fits in the sheath here, that you can see right there. Looks great. The helmet looks amazing there. He's got his backpack. Big, bulky dude. Of course, we can take the helmet off. We've got a great face sculpt there with him kind of smirking a little bit. Looks amazing. Just a fantastic looking figure. And you've got this overlay piece here for the armor. This works great. You've got the shoulder pads. I mean, this is just an awesome figure, man. He looks amazing for a clone trooper. Then, of course, we've got Tech here. Tech's great. You know, he's a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner, skinnier than all the rest of the troopers. He's got all his gear on him. The only thing I don't like about this one is he doesn't come with a holster for his gun. I don't know why. He's the only one that doesn't come with a holster for one of his weapons, but he does have his little tech gear here, which you can actually take all this stuff off the belt. Well, it's kind of jammed in there pretty tight, but these all actually come off, and you can slide these out. His little tech gadgets there. He's got the great helmet, which looks amazing, with the visor there that comes down. Looks awesome. He's got his backpack with the antennas on it. Got all his pouches and everything. Of course, take the helmet off. You can see we've got Tech right there. Looking awesome. Great figure there. And now we'll move on to Crosshair. Now, this is Crosshair in his Imperial armor from the Bad Batch series. I would have rather have had him in his original armor, but that figure is crazy to try and find. It's ridiculously expensive. It's the one everybody wants, you know, and I get it. I want it too. So really hard to find, but I am happy with this version of the figure, even though it's not my ideal choice for it. Still, the armor looks great. Everything looks exactly the way you would want it to be. You know, he's got his visor that comes down there, or rangefinder that comes down there. He's got his backpack with his sniper rifle that comes off. Clips right there onto the back. He looks fantastic. He does have a pistol there that actually does go in the holster. Looks amazing. Love it. And then for my favorite Bad Batch character, Echo. Echo, obviously, if you know the story, Echo was just a regular clone trooper, and he was on the Clone Wars series for a really long time, and was one of my favorite clone troopers. And then he had some issues and got a little jacked up, and you know, kind of gotten an honorary membership into the Bad Batch, and I just like him as a character. He's my favorite one, and I love this character design here. Looks amazing. Look at that. He just looks great. And then he's got the robotic hand there, which you can take off, and then he's got his gun hand underneath. He does have his pistol over here. He's got his backpack. His helmet is a little bit different from everybody else's. You got to kind of pull it off around the back here because he's got this piece that goes around his head. So the helmet is actually cut out for that piece. And I'm going to display him without the helmet, probably just like this, with his claw off and helmet off, and have him like that. Look at that. Look at that head sculpt. Looks amazing. I love this guy. Echo's awesome. Echo's awesome. He's my favorite Bad Batch figure. Or character, I should say. These guys look great. Now, I'm not going to go into articulation. Standard Black Series articulation applies here, so nothing to talk about. But let's go ahead and do some comparisons. Throw these guys up with some other figures and see how they stack up. All right, so of course we got to throw them up with some of their clone brethren here. Of course, we've got 3 different clone troopers. Oh, well, 2 different clone troopers. I've got doubles on this one there at the back, and they look fantastic. I mean, this looks like a squad ready to go. And so we got to compare it to some Jedi as well. So of course we've got Mace Windu, we've got Ahsoka, and we've got Kanan, and it just looks great, man. I mean, these guys are going to look fantastic on a Star Wars display. And of course, because it is the Mandalorian armor that inspired the Clone Trooper armor, we got them here with a couple Mandalorians. We got Din Djarin, we got Boba Fett, and they look fantastic. I mean, look, these figures look amazing, and they're going to look great with whatever Star Wars display and characters you put them with. All right, so let's talk price here real quick. And standard retail on these guys is about $25, give or take. Now, will you be able to find them for that? Probably. You know, Crosshair can be a little bit iffy with the other version of him, but this guy should be very easy to find on Amazon or wherever. Same thing with Wrecker, Tech, and Echo. These guys aren't really that sought after, at least not compared to the other figures, which I do want to eventually get, but still, maybe you have a little bit of trouble here, but you know, if you order them online, you might be able to pick them up for between 25 and 30 bucks with shipping included and all that kind of stuff. So are they worth it? Yeah, of course they're worth it. These are great Star Wars figures, and they're going for standard retail, which is that $25 price range. You might get lucky and find them a little bit cheaper like I did. Not a guarantee, but maybe you will. And now to get into where I got these at the going out of business sale for Dorkside Toys. I can actually say I've never ordered anything from Dorkside Toys before, ever, period, in my life. And they were going out of business. I heard all the crap about them, and I thought, you know what? Let me see if they've got anything I actually want, and if they do, I'll put it on a credit card where if I get screwed, I can just dispute the charges. And so I did. And it took 3 weeks, but they sent them to me. And I picked these guys up for about 12 bucks a piece. I think Wrecker was a little bit more. He was like 13 something. And I think actually Echo was the cheapest one at 11 something. So, you know, average 12 bucks a piece for these guys at that going out of business sale. Yeah, I was definitely going to jump on these because I think they're worth retail price. So for half that, definitely that was a no-brainer for me. So look, guys, I like these figures. I like the characters. I like the show, at least, well, the Clone Wars, not necessarily Bad Batch, but, you know, I'm a big fan of Star Wars, and while Black Series is not my go-to Star Wars collection, I collect mostly vintage collection and or actual real vintage 3 3/4 inch stuff. I do love Black Series, and it's not a very big collection of Black Series that I have, but I'm very, very glad to add these guys to that collection. So I would love to hear what you guys think down below, either about the Bad Batch TV show, the Bad Batch figures, or just in general. What do you think of Black Series versus vintage collection? I need to do a video on that, comparing the pros and cons of those, because they're both great, and I like them. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and as always, remember to enjoy your collection.